Hey everyone, this is Manly Badass Hero, and welcome back to Monster Girl Gamu. Previously on Monster Girl Gamu, we met our skeleton pal. Now we're proceeding on to see if we can finally rock their bones. Despite tripping over themselves and knocking a few book displays over, Skelly and Manly made outside unharmed. Holy shit, that was a close one, right? Right? We almost got our heads bashed in, man. Obviously I'd be fine. I'm amazing like that. You'd be dead though. Completely dead. But even if we did get murdered, I'd be a skeleton with you. It would have been worth it to see that super cool fro. I'd ask you what you wished for, but then it never come true. Those are the rules. If that wouldn't kill you, what would? Do you bleed? Well, I'm not one to brag, but very little can. On account of me being undead and all. Spooky magic's the reason I'm here, but care's what keeps me going. Oh, and a core's like a battery. It keeps me powered up. So if I shoot your core, you will die. Oh, whoops, I just made a meme. Damn. And if it breaks, I'm history. That's it. No more Skelly. So I guess it's kinda like your heart. Or is that saying not as literal as I've been led to believe? You can break my heart spiritually and I'll go down pretty fast. So yeah, we're pretty fragile. I don't have it on me. Father thought I'd lose it, so he keeps it on him. And no one would ever think of trying to get it from him. Long story short, as long as my core is intact, I can come back from anything. Even explosions. I have to feel like I'm gonna fight your father for your heart at some point. So it's both a literal fight for your heart and a figurative one at the same time, that's pretty cool. Speaking of which, that's pretty cool. You think I'm cool? A human thinks I'm cool. Today is a good day for Skelly. It was true. She was cool. He'd dream of the day he had his own undead army. He even doodled in his notebooks. And while she wasn't exactly an army, he was still living out his adolescent wet dream. Of boning a skeleton. It finally dawned on Manly that there was an entire world outside of his one small town. A world full of monsters and magical shit. That's okay. That's one way to... And he had fallen face first into its cold, cadaver chest. Are you alright? You're smiling. I'm just self-narrating and realizing that I'm in a Monster Girl VN. And life is good. For now. Come to think of it, Manly hasn't smiled this entire time. That must mean I did something cool without realizing it. So is there a Mr. Bone Tits? Or, I meant to ask about the ID and shit. Bone Tits? Do you mean me? Are you asking if I've got a boyfriend? Are you interested? I kinda am, I guess. Well, if you must know, the answer is no. Never had a boyfriend, never did the do, Mountain Dew, never even been kissed. I could summon unicorns if I wanted to. That's very nice to know, in case we ever have to, use unicorns. That'll probably come up later as a plot point. Why am I bragging about that? But if you're interested, don't be afraid to say so. I don't bite. Unless you want me to bite, in which case I will. Hard. Where'd your hands go? That's alright. You can bite a little. It's part of the skeleton experience. I'm gonna go check on that ID for you. Just stay here. Oh look, the Crave Robber thrift store, get it? And a hamburger. She returned less than a half hour later, with a square no bigger than a credit card and a bag of muffins. Manly could start asking why a skeleton would need muffins, but realized it would only lead to another bizarre discussion. That one's not a JoJo reference this time. Hey, I brought muffins. I ate half the bag already, but they're still good. Skelly also brought your card. She didn't forget. That Tempestus was still in there. I really wanted to say hi. Or at the very least, throw another coin at her. I don't think she'd like that too much. Oh, here. Your very own protection ID. And according to said ID, Melly's number is 3841. Try not to forget it, alright? For the record, Skelly's number is 80085. Because it looks like boobs. I had no idea what your last name was, but it turns out you've got a record. Cool. Which is super cool, by the way. So, the clerk was able to get it from that. Lucky you, right? Yeah. I guess that's street cred. Oh, it comes with a manual. You should go over that later. It's got important stuff like the curfew. I guess it's goodbye for now. But it was really cool meeting you. Maybe we'll get lucky and end up in the same class. Maybe I'll be a second seat from the back, by the window. And you'll be in front of me, and I'll still be wondering how you have breasts. Cool? Hearing the word aloud again made Manly recall the realization he'd come to about her being pretty cool herself. So, for the first time since his parents shipped him off to this bizarre town, Manly smiled. He smiled and extended his fist toward her. What is this? You're not looking to fight, are you? I don't have a bone to pick with you. Ah, that's a good one. You punning like a pro. I barely know how to punch. There's no sport in fighting me. Oh, I know what this is. I saw this in a movie once. Are you saying I'm gonna do it. Oh, wait. I should take my hair clip off first, so it doesn't explode. Penis. Here I go. The bro fist of friendship and possible romance. How? It's happening. We're doing it. The fabled bro hand gesture. No one's ever initiated me into the bro club before. Skelly's gonna write this day down in her good day journal. How? I can't believe we did it. Manly's cool. Super cool. I still find it really fascinating that your eyes can shift like that. You're really animated for a skeleton, being made of bones. Fuck. Look how late it is. And I still wonder where your hands go. We really have to get you indoors before curfew. Wait, I've got an idea. Just follow me. I'll solve this problem. This was our plan. A love hotel. Manly tried his best to convince her that it was a bad idea, but she insisted. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Skelly's always got a room open here. I wonder why. Oh, I get it. Scully's my twin brother. Did I mention that already? Well, he is. Wait here, wait here. Scully. So, he did his absolute best to look cool leaning against the wall outside while waiting for her. It was hard not to stare at the couples entering the place. A bird woman and a human male. A cat boy. And a human female. Get out of here, human. Some sort of octopus thing. And a human couple. Ew. It was strange, and he was more than happy when she came back and dragged him to their room. Well, at least the interior is classy. I mean, checkerboards, tissues, and we got a couple of dominoes as for, the head of our bed. It's not as if he was a stranger to these kind of places. But his previous experience did nothing to make him feel less unnerved about the bed situation. Very good, right? Told you I'd fix it. We can lay low here until tomorrow. Then you can take the bus back to school. I couldn't do anything about the sleeping arrangements, however. Did you plan this? But don't worry. I'm far too tired to ravage your sleeping body. Or am I? No way. I'm too tired. So if you don't have any more questions, I'm gonna hit the hay. You know I do, bonehead. Yes. Bonehead? That's good. Why didn't I think of that? Humans really are clever. There's something wrong when I have to make the bone puns for you. One of these days, we're gonna trank you into a true lich. And you'll be making bone puns, ready for the adventurer to come in and raid your dungeon. And you'll say the obvious. I've got a bone to pick with you. But I kind of figured you'd have a few more questions, so I'm going to do you a solid. Skelly's super helpful like that. You should be thankful. So if there are no further interruptions, it's time for... Skelly's pulse stopping. Moi. Skin melting. Brain exploding. I'd very much like to be sleeping now. Quiz. I see you've also mastered the technique of having stars come out of you whenever you're doing something like a little hand pose near your head. Kira? I can tell by that look on your face you have no idea what I'm talking about. I'm gonna let you ask me 4 questions before I go to sleep. Also known as the info dump. Is that clearer? Info. From her. Was she even capable of giving out information that wasn't peppered in bizarre internet lingo? Memes. Then again, she had been helpful so far. Okay. Skeletons. How does this work? Like, you made of bones, I'm not made out of bones. How does this work? Can it be? Is Manly interested in skeleton lore? Well, allow old Skelly to educate you. Of all the undead corpse monsters, skeletons are definitely the smartest. If you don't count liches, vampires, and wights. And Delahan. But the fairies or something, right? Okay, not the smartest, but really high up there. Listen, I didn't call you a bonehead for no reason. Ghouls are violent thugs. They only care about ripping people to shreds. Mummies are single-minded. They don't care about anything but whatever they're obsessing over that week. Zombies are the worst. Loud, selfish thugs that live only for pleasure and flesh-eating. They're also in too many video games. And too many movies. And they're all fast now. Awful. Terrible, terrible people. But skeletons. Skeletons are clever. Skeletons are doctors and scholars. Plato was best friends with a skeleton. They also make good memes, like Spooky. Plus, the god of death's a skeleton. And skeletons are rare too, except for being inside of all of us. Reviving someone with a specific spell is the only way to become a skeleton. That and getting drafted into the skeleton war. But we're not as disgustingly common as zombies are, and that's what's important. So, since a zombie has a skeleton inside of it, and for you to be a skeleton, you have to be reanimated as a skeleton. So, if the zombie loses its flesh over time from decomposition, is it now technically a skeleton? Or is it a zombie that became a skeleton? Or is it just a zombie that has no flesh? That's the question. I've got some books. I'd be more than happy to lend them to you. Skeleton War? Manly's interest in skeleton lore seemingly has no end. It's great, really. Every 100 years or so, the god of death reanimates a ton of human skeletons and forces them to fight. Brother against brother, son against father, mother against daughter, friend against friend. Twitter versus Twitter. It lasts for 2 months, and the skeleton left standing gets another chance at life. Occasionally, things go off the rails, and humans get involved. That can be kind of a mess. But aside from that, it's really great. Super great. Super duper great. I like your energy. Makes me feel alive. I'm not even joking about that, it really does. But it is in contrast to you, who is quite dead. Father said he'd get me and Skilly front row tickets next time. Bentley should join us. It'll be fun. She does understand you'll be dead by then, right? Frankly, you're lucky if you got 10 more years in you. That is to say, Bentley ignored that comment and asked her another question. Fairies? What is a Dullahan exactly? I should know where it is already, but you know. Did you read The Legend of Sleeping Hollow? They're like that. Headless horseman types. Although, I can't remember the last time I saw one actually riding a horse. Nowadays they ride people. Skelly says most of them are blood knights, whatever that means. I think I read somewhere that they're all afraid of gold for some reason. Oh, and I've also heard that on occasion, the head and the body have two completely different personalities. Imagine how hilarious that must be. A head that can't walk, and a body that can't talk fighting for supremacy. It'll be your own personal cage match 24/7. I feel like the head would have a head up on the body, though. A cage match? How silly. No one would ever describe it like that. Technically, if two Dullahans have a fight, they're technically meeting head to head. Oh, I also heard that if they lose their head, and the body has a different personality, the body takes over. Sometimes they'll even create a makeshift head, so they don't stand out. I wonder what happened to the head in that situation. I guess that's really all I know about them. I suppose heads would roll. Huh? Oh! Adela Han's the star of my favorite Mahou Shoujo show. We should watch it later. I brought a tape with me, so don't try and weasel out of it. Ah, shit. Look how late it is. Where'd your hands go? I owe you a question, right? Wait. Don't go to sleep yet. I've got something. I brought a tape. Watch it with me. Manly expected it to be a weird fetish porn of some sort. But much to his surprise, it was a Mahou Shoujo show, which is essentially the same thing. The plot involved an ordinary girl turned magical defender. Her magical wand had the ability to change into an axe. Many limbs were lost as the show went on. In addition to her wand axe, she carried around a few other items, like the Lava Lantern, which could illuminate the way for lost souls and unlock any door or chest. Or the Magical Maiden Mirror. That one allowed her to enter the battlefields of various monsters of the week. And something called the Cutie Card Container. From what he could tell, every monster defeated gave up a card, and the cards were stored in there. Kamen Rider Ryuki, I believe, actually had that gimmick where literally they entered the mirrors to fight the monster of the week. Her main power, however, involved removing her head and changing it into various things. He didn't understand that at all. The main villain was King Midas, hell-bent on turning everyone to gold. That was confusing as well. Aside from those quirks, it was basically a by-the-numbers Mahou Shoujo show. The worn-on quality of the tape, and her ability to recite every single line suggested this wasn't her first time watching it. Despite this, she never took her eyes off the screen. Not even to sing the theme song or reenact the main character's signature catchphrase. I am the embodiment of love and hope. Justice flows through my veins. Return from whence you came, vengeful spirit. Lucky love, Link. A little wordy, but it had its charm. Her enthusiasm made it hard for him to be bored, and he found himself enjoying it by episode 5. Which made episode 12 all the more painful. The hero, lovely Ladette Lane, had just learned her mascot mentor had engineered the events of the entire show. There was no King Midas. There was just a series of producers and merchandisers. The vengeful spirits? Other Mahou Shoujos. Now that they no longer existed, there was nothing protecting their planets. With Lane trapped in space and no other Mahou Shoujos left, no one could stop the mascot mentor from devouring several worlds. As it had done many times before, just when things seemed hopeless, it ended. No credits. No Deus Ex Machina. No love saves the day conclusion. Just 5 minutes of static and the sound of tape rewinding. An ending she was all too happy to explain. Huh? No, that's it. Those 4 crossover OVAs with other magical girl shows that take place before the 10th episode, but I've never been able to get my hands on any of them. A 13th episode was planned, but nothing ever came of it. For some reason, the studio went out of business before they could finish the series. A few other studios tried to pick it up, since it was a smash hit and all, but none of them could locate the Lane's actress. Lane's actress is most likely going to be the Dohan of this game, or VN. That's my guess. I wonder what she's doing now. I'm sorry. I'm talking your ear off here. We should get to sleep. After making a berry of sorts on the bed using spare pillows. So I don't touch your bone while you're catching Z's. She quickly fell asleep, leaving Manly with more than enough time to skim through that manual. Let's see. There's a curfew. Did she mention that before? All humans are expected to be inside after 9 for the first 3 months, no exceptions. Manly made a mental note to tell that book to go fuck itself later. Go fuck itself. There was a tiny smartphone included. Apparently you could use it to call specific people if you knew their ID numbers. That seemed handy enough. Manly retracted his mental note and placed the phone in his pocket. And something about a job. It really was late. So it would come as a surprise to no one that Manly fell asleep instead of reading the book. Skelly Bra's Love Adventures, A Mystery of the Skeletons, something. Yeah, dream sequences really aren't my strong suit. I'm starting to think you don't have a strong suit, narrator in the sky. Shut up. Manly had very little imagination, so it's no wonder his dreams always looked like shit. You're just forcing your mistakes on me. It was definitely no fault of the storyteller. She couldn't help that she was stuck writing the story of a moron. Listen, I'm smart. She was just doing her job. No one could blame her for that. Lady. Right, the dream. Manly didn't believe in analyzing dreams. He always thought it was a fruity woman's stuff, but he had to admit it was something off about this one. Like low production values. And the feeling didn't exactly go away when she appeared. Hi. Hello? Hello? Are you a big guy? In comparison to you. Yeah, probably. Yes, good meme. Great meme. Meme skeleton is pleased. Of course. Am I a kawaii agoo? You're spooky. I mean, your eyes are kind of big. I guess that constitutes kawaii desu. Good meme. Oh, I just noticed your name, Meme Bones. Great meme. Skeletons are indeed spooky, too spooky. You truly are master of meme. Meme, skeleton, look forward to meet again. But now you should wake up. Hey, you didn't die on me, did you? Wake up already. Oh. So that's how they work. You're up. Glad you decided to join the land of the living again. So, did you take that from a corpse, or is that your original body? Sorry, I couldn't resist. Well, that solves the mystery of the bone press, doesn't it? Partially. That is to say, Manly awoke to the sight of a Skelly dressing herself no more than 2 steps away from him. Wasn't a sight he expected to see so soon, but he wasn't one to complain. You slept with your hands down your pants. Do guys normally do that, or is that a you thing? I guess it's kind of normal. It's a natural body reaction. Not that I was watching you in your sleep. That'd be weird. And I didn't look at your dick. Promise? Where are your hands? Scully's coming to pick me up in a few, and I'd offer you a ride, but you know, messy vans and all. But there's a bus stop right across the street that'll take you directly to school. I'm more than happy to walk you over there. And you'll make sure to catch up with me as soon as you arrive at the school, yes? Sure thing, numbskull. Take this pun to go. How? Even when saying goodbye, Manly is so cool. Really cool. Super cool. Skelly will get cooler to impress you. She will. Shit, we're gonna be late. Come on, move, come on. Move those bones. Once again, Manly was forced to follow Skelly from one location to another. And just like last time, she made sure not to hold his hand, dragging him by his shirt instead. It didn't take long for the messy van, presumably driven by her twin brother, to show up, so they didn't have time to talk. It really was a messy van. Scantily dressed anime woman painted on the sides, trash bags on the windows. He could understand why she wasn't interested in giving him a ride. That's essentially Kruger's van from Archer. He's got his waifu in there somewhere. Knowing a skeleton, his waifu's probably just like a bone hand. Double joke. She waved goodbye before they left, and that was that. Leaving Manly with his very few thoughts until a bus finally arrived. Surely that would be the end of his misadventures. Chapter 1, Act 1, End. Chapter 1, Act 2, The Princess and the Pauper.